This section is about school expectations and procedures. At the end of this section, you will be able to define the following terms: expectation, procedure. You will be able to identify examples of school and classroom expectations and procedures. Expectations tell students what they should and should not do. Procedures tell students how to do something. It is important to become familiar with both school and classroom expectations and procedures because expectations and procedures vary from school to school and from classroom to classroom. Every school and classroom is unique. Let's look at some examples of expectations. We have two posters from two high schools in JCPS. The posters present information about expectations for students to follow. Some school and classrooms will refer to expectations as rules. Let's take a closer look at this poster of expectations. According to the poster, students are expected to walk on the blank side of the hallway. According to the poster, students are expected to use earbuds only in the blank. Based on the poster, student expectations are: students are expected to walk on the right side of the hallway, and students are expected to use earbuds only in the cafeteria. Let's look at an example of procedures. For this, a handwritten note is left by a teacher that describes procedures students are supposed to follow after lunch. According to the handwritten note, students are to walk quietly back to the classroom, place their lunchbox on the shelf, wash their hands, dry their hands, use the restroom if needed, quietly find a seat, and be prepared for the math lesson with a sharpened pencil. According to the note left by the teacher, when students walk quietly back to the classroom, where should they place the lunchbox? According to the note, the procedure for being prepared for the math lesson includes having a blank. By looking at the procedure left by the teacher, when students walk quietly back to the classroom, where should they place a lunchbox? On the shelf. According to the note, the procedure for being prepared for the math lesson includes having a sharpened pencil. Let's review. I will read the statements below, and then I want you to think about whether they are true or false. You may even want to take out a sheet of paper and jot down your answers. We will check your answers soon. Number one, an expectation tells you how to do something. Number two, a procedure tells students what they should and should not do. Number three, students are only allowed to wear earbuds during lunch. This is an example of an expectation. Number four, students will place the lunchbox on the shelf after walking quietly back to the classroom. This is an example of a procedure. Let's look at the correct answers. Number one, an expectation tells students how to do something. This is false. It is a procedure that tells students how to do something. Number two, a procedure tells students what they should and should not do. The answer is false. It is an expectation that tells students what they should and should not do. Number three, only wearing earbuds during lunch is an example of an expectation. The answer is true. Number 4, placing a lunchbox on the shelf after walking quietly back to the classroom is an example of a procedure. The answer is true. How did you do? In summary, expectations and procedures tell you a lot about what students should be doing in the building. Look for posters, notes left by the teacher, or ask for the list of expectations and procedures from the school secretary. You have now completed this section.